Good morning, Planet YouTube. It's a lovely autumnal Saturday morning here in deepest, darkest southeast Kent. The apples have been preliminary picked. They take all of the bigger ones off first and then they do a bit of pruning. You see, it's a bit weedy, it's a bit overgrown. I'm right at the very, very top of the orchard, and traditionally I don't find much up the top here. See, there's the edge of the field up there. But hey, we're going to give it a go. We're going to see what we can see, and I'll see you on the very first one. See you soon. Well, I'll say we're about, I don't know, 50 yards in. This is hole number 4. A little bit of a crudely decorated buckle. Judging by the decoration, I think that makes that quite old. Yeah, I'm happy with that as a first decent find of the day. But we just, I would say shoe buckle being that size, wouldn't you? Yeah, shoe buckle. Quite old. Happy days. Not sure what it is. It was kind of fancy once upon a time. I don't know. An old button or something? Give it a clean up back at the ranch. If it's worth talking about, we'll talk about it. It looks very possibly like we might have our first coin. No, not a coin. Very thin old button. Thought we had a coin. I was wrong. Not for the first time. Button. How fancy is that? That's alright, isn't it? I don't think it's a button. A mount or something, maybe once upon a time. There's no sign in it was a button, there's no sign it was anything actually. I don't know, that might have been snapped off or it was folded over on a bit of leather or something. That's alright, isn't it? We'll have a look at that later. Liking it. Now, is that really exciting? Or is it a bit of a tractor? Follow that end, I want to say it, or? Well, not that end. That end's solid, I believe. No, maybe hollow as well. It's got to be a bit of a tractor, isn't it? I honestly don't know. It seems to have patterns on it. Why would you have patterns on it if you're a bit of a tractor? There's not a thread on there. I don't know. Answers on a postcard too. Well, it's about half time, and as we predicted, we haven't found a lot up here. Not a great deal anyway. We found that nice little broachy thing, but I don't know what that is. I think it's a bit of a tractor. I've sent it off to a few people in the ether while we're here and see if we can come up with any positive ID. And we've got that nice little kind of starry shaped stud thing, haven't we, so far? Now, do I do another row up here, or do I go just over there and have a go on Blackcurrant Field 1? Because that looks, that's been cut, that's had a good trim. That looks like that's quite accessible. We'll take a vote. Right, stand still. Vote, put your hands up now for staying up on the orchard. Okay, alright, okay, stay still. Put your hands up now for going over and have a quick look at Blackcurrant. Blackcurrant wins. Alright, well you called it, you decided. We're going to go and have a look at Blackcurrant. First thing up from Blackcurrant 2. Don't think that's going to be setting the British Museum alight, is it? No, I completely agree. First find. Our first coin of the day. Little George V halfpenny. Some better days. Our first coin. Let's hope the floodgate's going to open and we're going to get a dozen in the next 20 minutes. All right, fingers crossed. Let's have it. Hello, sir. Lovely little D buckle just come up. It's nice, isn't it? You can tell where the bar was. It was nice and shiny in its day. And just above us, well, just over the way, it's a dirty great big buzzard. I might see if I can get him on the film for you. Let's have a quick go. Here we go. Lovely little buckle. No, I think he's too far away. Let's have a quick look. Oh, I don't think so. Very, very nice navy button. Look at that. It's in good nick, isn't it? On the back, it's still got some of the gilding. That's very nice. We like that. And that is going to clean up into a nice cat badge. We know it looks disgraceful now, but we've had one of these before, one very similar. And there's a legend around there and on the bottom. I can't remember which regiment it is, but that will clean up nicely back at ranch. Happy days. Here we go. 1953 sixpence. There she is, God bless her. Yes, thank you. Queen Liz, recently gone. Bless. Sixpence, about as much silver in that as there is in my toenail. Never mind. Watch it, guys. I won't lie to you, I'm not back at the ranch. I'm taking advantage of a lull at work, so let's go through some of the stuff that we found while I was out in the fields. The first little find of the day was the broken buckle. No detail on it. Quite old, judging by the shape of what's left. WW2, bit of webbing, I would have said. And that was it, really. That was it for the also-rans, as it were, until I emptied them out and had a quick look, I won't lie, about 10 minutes ago. That looks quite old. It's hinged. I can't see any signs of enamelling or anything on it, not in this light anyway. Might have to have a closer look under that, put that under my little microscope that I have, and we can have a look at that at some point. If it's worth talking about, I'll talk about it at a later date. Now this was just covered in crud, and I thought, hang on, there's something on that. I'll put a photograph of it at the end. Can we see that? It's a little seed seal from Budapest. Hungarian lead seal in a field in Kent. It's very ornate. There's some lovely decoration on it. Well, it's not decoration, it's stylised writing on it. But hey, it's in Hungarian, so who knows what it says. But it's nice, I like that. I've never had a Hungarian one before, and I didn't notice it. It was just at the bottom of the bag. Bit of a tractor. I don't know. I mean, if it was something decorative, it'd be symmetrical, wouldn't it? I would have thought. Jury's out on that one. I'm not going to get too excited. I think it's too modern. I think it's machined, and it's not symmetrical. So I think it is. Belongs in that pile. Quite a feminine D-ring, flat on one side. So I presume it's a shoe. I would have said ladies or a very, very effeminate gentleman. There was a few of them around at the time that was around. That lovely mount hasn't really cleaned up to prove any maker's mark or gilding or anything. I think the inside was green at one point. Can we see that? Yeah, there's no sign of a clasp or anything on that side, so I would have said it was just a decorative horse mount, to be honest. That's nice, that. Quite happy with that. The coins of the day. George V halfpenny and a standard sixpenny piece. Nothing exciting. Let's have a look. 53, I think it was. So we're going to spend a little bit of time and we'll have a bit of talk about this lot. We've seen them before, haven't we? Do you remember? Remember what they were called? I'm sure you can. We will see you in a second. There we are, Carabiniers. Brilliant. Now, the Carabiniers, or Carabiniers, whichever way you want to pronounce it, we've done a thing about them before, we know about them. Formed in 1685 by Lord Lumley as his little personal little pony riding army. Now, they, in 1745, were sent to be part of the answer, the solution, if you like, to the second Jacobite uprising. Now see, for those of you that know, my surname is Drummond. Now, the Drummonds were part of the Jacobite uprising, quite an integral part of the Jacobite uprising. In the first battles, they were quite prominent. We were the Lords of Perth and all of that, so obviously we commanded quite a few men and all that business. Didn't end too well, there you go. In the second Jacobite uprising, in 1746, the Drummond clan, or Clan Drummond as it is properly known, they fought at Falkirk and at Culloden. Ta-da! We were there. Didn't again end too well for the Drummonds, to be quite honest. There was the Lord of Perth, James Drummond. He died of his wounds on the ships that fled to France, where old Prince Charlie was. He died of his wounds on the way back to France, and he got chucked overboard, buried at sea. His brother, who was a John Drummond, he managed to live out his life in exile. And a Viscount Drummond, who was a cousin, was shot and killed actually on the battlefield. So yeah, it wasn't the biggest success story in the world for the Drummonds, but that's our association with the Carabiniers. Fought against them. Didn't end too well for us, but we fought anyway. We had to go. What can I say? Cheers for watching. See you all on the next one. Mind how you go.